Saw Cocaine Bear. It's definitely a weird movie. It's sort of one of those in its own category type movies. Um, it's got a little bit of comedy, action, gory, but nothing too hardcore in either direction. I would picture, I want to refer it to like a Sharknado type style movie, like an indie type movie. Um, I don't know, nothing really stands out that puts it in any kind of category, how to really explain it. But if you read the previews or synopsis, it's just basically about cocaine that gets dropped out of an airplane um, down in the Chattahoochee. Um, and then these drug dealers have to go and try to get some of it back, but a bear um, eats some of the cocaine, and then it goes like on a rampage, killing people all the time over the cocaine. So every time somebody like touches the cocaine, it like basically kills them. Even like a park ranger just randomly attacks some people in the woods, and at the end, some of the drug dealers that want to retrieve the coke. Well, the main character Ray Liotta died, but some of like his son and his partner escaped, and these woman and two kids. But basically, everybody else in the movie dies. Um, it's I don't know. It's just hard to explain how little wicked and like twisted some of the stuff is. Some of this, the ways the bear kills people is pretty neat and interesting. So that was definitely different. Um, Even the park ranger kills somebody by accident and little things like that. But basically, it's just the bear wants more coke, and then when it withdraws, it tries to find more. And every time it gets more, it ends up killing people. It's basically the plot of the movie while the drug dealer is trying to retrieve it, and some people are trying to escape from it. There's probably a dozen people in the movie, give or take two people that the bear kills. I wouldn't even say the bear's CGI is that great. It's really not. It's got a couple scars on it. It's actually female, a little hint. It's a female, and at the end you'll see it has cubs. They play a little bit of a role in the end. Not much else throughout the movie. But yeah, I would say there's really not much backstory. It's just pretty much bear going on a rampage for coke and people trying to escape and finding coke. But it is something different to break up, like the Marvels and your typical action or comedy or drama movies. So it is something different to see, but you probably aren't going to want to see it 4 or 5 times. Maybe 2 or 3 at the most. Like, once in the theater, then like maybe on a stream or something like that after it comes out. Because you're really, after seeing it one time, you're going to get the full gist of it and you know what's going to happen. And there's really nothing going around in the background that you're going to miss. Like no backfilter type stuff that if you see it a second time, you're going to pick up on. Again, it's a pretty straightforward movie, but I would say go check it out. Just to see what it's about. Because again, it's sort of like like I compared it to like a Sharknado. Not as crappy as a Sharknado, but it has that sort of feel, like generic type plot type thing, if that makes sense. It probably doesn't. Again, it's another one of those movies that's been out in the last month or two that really doesn't have its own category, but makes its own. But I enjoyed it for an hour and a half. I think was probably the right amount of screen time. Anything longer, it would have felt drawn out, and then anything shorter, it might have been too crammed. You really couldn't have made it a TV show. I mean, you could have, but you probably did need like an hour and a half to really tell the full story, or to make it any good. But I would say it was like a 3 out of 5, or 6 out of 10 type movie. Nothing great, but it's not going to be like, I wish I didn't go see it type deal, just because it's just something different in its own genre. So, if you want a night out, go see it. If you want to wait till it streams, you're going to get the same effect either way. But the big screen might make you jump a little bit more, or feel the goriness in some of the scenes, but there's really no real like blood gushing or anything too gory that's going to leave like scars or scare the children. It's just your typical goriness that you would see on TV. So unless kids are scared of bears, you could probably take your like a 10 or 12-year-old and they'd be fine. Anything younger, I'd still kind of be like, because if you want kids to go out in the woods, I wouldn't recommend them anything younger. But I guess that's about it. So you choose to see it or not.